There we go. Well, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to make this video today to show you a very special guitar. My 2001 Gibson Les Paul Standard. Yeah. Made a couple videos already, but I just wanted to give you the backstory on this baby. And the reason why it's a special guitar is because this was a gift from Waylon Jennings. I say, Waylon Jennings? How the heck did you get a guitar from Waylon Jennings? Well, the answer is that I used to play for his son, Shooter. And so I was a guitar player in a band called Stargun. That was 2001. And it was back in Los Angeles, California. I had just landed in America from France. I was 20 years old. I was yet to turn 21. And I was a backpacker. I was staying in a hostel, youth hostel in Hollywood Boulevard, and all I had was a backpack with a change of clothes, a couple of $100, and a Fender Telecaster, which was my main guitar. That's all I had. So long story short, I met Shooter. I met his drummer, Lex Lipsitz. He's the one that found me at a jam session, late jam session in Hollywood, and called up Shooter and said, "Hey man, I saw this kid from France and he can play guitar. You got to come check him out." See, I was at the right place at the right time because their guitar player was moving back to Nashville, Jonathan Bodie, and he is a great guitar player. I still talk to him, and he was moving back to Nashville, and so they hadn't yet looked for guitar players. So Shooter came out, and we talked, played, jammed, offered me a gig. So this was my chance to make something happen. So I joined the band, and here I was playing in an American band, American rock and roll band in Los Angeles, California, and I was playing my Fender Telecaster, but we were kind of a hard rock band, a little bit of Guns N' Roses mixed with Leonard Skinner and Led Zeppelin, you name it. So Shooter wanted to have that Les Paul sound / Jimmy Page style sound, but I didn't have the money to buy a Les Paul, and I wasn't going to sell my Telecaster either. So he kind of figured he was going to call his dad and see what they could do. So he called Waylon, and Waylon called Gibson in Nashville. He told him to send a left-handed Les Paul to this address in California, which was Shooter's address. We all lived together back then. It was a band house. So that's how I got the guitar. He called Gibson and said that he needed a left-handed Les Paul. I've had that guitar a long time, as you can see, and it's now retired here at my parents' house. I don't have it on the road, but that's what I use when I come home and visit. Sounds great. Oh, and man, I tell you, it's a trip down memory lane to think about my humble beginnings and playing with Shooter and the guys and knowing Waylon to be approved in the band. The real audition was to kind of meet Waylon and Jesse to see, if everything was cool. So beyond just buying me a guitar and being very welcoming, they were also very aware that I was away from my parents. I'm an only child, and so they had a correspondence with my parents via letters. I have all the letters. I might do a video reading those letters to you guys down the line. But what I'm going to do right now is to read you the recommendation letter that I got from Waylon for immigration. All right, so all that happened fairly quick, and I'm talking about couple of months after I came to America. The guitar, the letter, starting to play around California, Los Angeles particularly, playing all the Hollywood clubs like the Viper Room, Whiskey A Go Go, Key Club. It was an experience for sure, and that was 25 years ago. And I became an American since, and now I live in Mississippi, playing the blues. And so it's a crazy life that I lived. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to the letter that he wrote to immigration to get my first work visa. Now the original letter is back at home in Mississippi. So what I did, I had a photo of it and I wrote it down. I'm going to read it to you. So once again, this is the guitar. And well, thank you, Waylon. Think about you every day. Thank you, Shooter and Nikki Mitchell that used to work for the Waylon Jennings company, Jesse Coulter, and the rest of the guys in Stargun, Lex Lipsitz on drums, Carl Falco on guitar, and Curtis Roach on bass. And many more, many more. All right. Here's the letter. Okay, well, here's the transcript to the immigration letter that Waylon wrote on my behalf. Now, to remind you all, we all know that Waylon passed away in February of 2002. So this letter was written August 3rd, 2001. There we go. To whom this may concern, that's immigration. I truly believe that Kevin will have a great influence on the musical scene in America. He is a great talent who is dedicated to his craft. But most of all, Kevin is a good person. As a father, I'm very interested in the people my son associates with. I couldn't be happier than he and Kevin are friends. He comes from a good family that love him very much. He's a very important part of the musical group my son, Waylon, formed. Now, Shooter's legal name is Waylon. All right. He makes a great contribution to the band, and I believe he will make a great contribution to America. Thank you, Waylon Jennings. Now, how cool is that, huh? And I've had many letters over the years up until I was able to apply for a green card and eventually become an American citizen. But I have letters from Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. I have letters from James Hetfield of Metallica. I have letters from Dwight Yoakam, Vince Vaughn, oh my goodness. And then later on from a lot of people in country music like Dirk Bentley and Hank Jr. and folks like that. So I've been lucky, I admit it. And I'm going to read you another thing. When Waylon passed away in February, shortly after, we did a memorial at the Ryman in Nashville. That was my first time in Nashville, and I was playing the Ryman. So I'm going to read you the brochure that they had. I found it. My folks still have it. So I'm going to switch to that and read you who played there and all that good stuff. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. So this is the brochure. That's the original brochure that they were handing out at the Ryman that day. It says, "I've always been crazy, a celebration of the life and legacy of Waylon Jennings." Yep. 1937, 2002. And so this fell out of the, it's my backstage pass. What does it say on there? March 23rd, 2002. Yep. So let's see who all played at the show. So it says Master of Ceremonies, Carl P. Mayfield. Introduction, Shooter Jennings. Performers, we had Johnny Cash, Travis Tritt, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Charlie Pride, Hank Williams Jr., Chris Christopherson, Tom Douglas, David Lee Murphy, Pat Green, Corey Morrow, the Waymore's Blues Band, and Stargun. Amazing Grace was by Billy Ray Cyrus. So remind you, that was my first show ever in Nashville, okay? So now Johnny Cash didn't show up. That's when he got really sick, and he didn't he was too sick to make it to the celebration. But yeah, so it took place Saturday, March 23rd, 2002, 7:30 p.m. And we played, I remember with Stargun, we played I've Always Been Crazy. And it was a special moment. So I'm going to read a quote that's on there from Waylon. It says, "I'm still a dreamer, and dreamers survive, and I'll keep chasing rainbows each day I'm alive, believing in people and keeping a light for wayfaring strangers and ships in the night." Here we go. And I found a photo of Stargun as well. I'm going to show you how young we were. Look at that. So that was Carter Falco right here, rhythm guitar. Lex Lipsitz on drums. Curtis Roach on bass. This is Shooter right here. And this is yours truly right there. See, I couldn't grow a beard back then yet. But this was Stargun right there. And this is how I started my career in America. And here I am 25 years later, still doing it. And I will be doing it till the day I die. So, hope you enjoy this. And if you're interested, I'll make more videos talking about my beginnings and all the road stuff that I've experienced. Till then, we'll see you later. See ya.